Welcome to your daily focus for December the 5th, 2016. My name is Tilly and this is Tarot with Tilly. And before we begin, thank you. Thank you truly for all of the loving, supportive, positive energy you send my way each and every day. Now let's see what the energy is going to be for us today. King of Cups. King of Cups for our very first card. So that's a very positive note. Queen of Cups. So we've got the royal family here, and it's all about cups. It's all about love, passions, desires, friendships, giving of oneself, service to others, compassion, the humanitarian in us, and the Chariot, our focus forward. So very strong cards for today, but I think it is very positive. It's very upbeat. It's full of strong energy to move forward with, especially if you want to strengthen, I think, relationships today, partnerships, bonds, giving those kinds of relationships your focus today. We have 14, honesty. So 4 plus 1 is 5, and it's December the 5th, so we've got that 5 energy, the adventure, wanting to go forward, freedom, liberation. King of Cups. There's definitely a balance here. Now, the King of Cups to me is like the dad, the stereotypical dad in the deck. Okay, he's the one that goes out to work, to earn money, to put a roof over the heads of the ones he loves, to put food on the table, to provide for, to be of service of. Now, he also is a reflection of our own independence, our love for ourselves. And we have been doing so much work over the last months, really, of loving ourselves more, of knowing we deserve more, of knowing we are unique, we have special abilities, talents, gifts. And so this is where we stand in our own confidence, our own independence, our own worth. We know that we can provide for ourselves. We know that we can build the opportunity for ourselves. We know we can bring in love. We know that we can be committed to something, determined in things. And so there's a light being shone on those qualities inside of us today and how to utilize them going forward, how to work them into the plan. So maybe you have been very dependent on a certain somebody or a situation. And you become a little bit more assertive today in how you can remain strong, not break off that friendship, not break off that relationship, but where you stand strong regardless. They compliment you. You see where people compliment you rather than they are a lifeline to you. And I think those kinds of relationships, those kinds of partnerships will stand out today. We have the Chariot here, so there's a lot of focus, drive, determination on our path forward. And we'll get to that one. We don't want to skip over our lady here, the Queen of Cups, the humanitarian. And she really is the symbol for love yourself. Understand the beauty, the charisma, the energy, the ideas, the creativity you bring to relationships, situations, jobs, community, home, family. So understanding all that you are makes you probably a lot more confident about what you can become. So this is very strong energy. Now, yes, there is a lot of relationship here, okay? When we have the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups together, it's about deepening relationships, deepening love, deepening commitments. And maybe understanding which commitments are not that in our life, that we were living under an illusion. We were only seeing what we wanted to see, because we have the Chariot here, which is a focus on how we are going forward. Now, those horses, I almost kind of get like the dramas in life. Maybe it's other people's dramas, other people's problems, and in some way you are burdened with part of the responsibility of either listening to somebody complain about the injustice that was done to them, or actively asking for your help and assistance in righting a wrong. Or maybe it's somebody just trying to stir up some trouble because they're bored, so they just want to get the energy all going. Maybe they kind of have that Page of Swords energy right on their shoulder. So you really have to pull it back today. You have to pull it back to your path. You have to be, even though we have the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups here, I think you really have to be, there's an honesty that needs to be had. One about the adventure forward with the five energy. What do you really need to put your focus on? Don't let other things drag you off. I think that's where the self-confidence and standing on your own comes in, while we are being of service to, well, the people closest to us. Maybe it's our communities. Maybe it's the world at large. Where's your focus? And how are you going to rein in that energy? Because those horses will take you anywhere, except for where you want to go, except for straight. They're both trying to bolt off in either direction. You hold the reins. This is a very empowering card for you. An empowering energy coming in. Knowing that you can direct your energy where it needs to go. And we have two diplomats here saying we're going to think it through. When it comes to love, passions, desires, wants, and what we want to create, what new paths we want to step into, what paths we want to strengthen. We're going to think it through. Now, when we're thinking it through, you got it, honesty pops its head in here and says, now just don't be painting a new illusion. You really need to be honest about what's in front of you, what you have to work with, where you need to move to and from. So I think we have a very strong energy here today. There's a lot about the heart, a lot about the connections that we have with people, with the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups, and how those relationships weave into our lives, and how we are a part of the fabric. So let's see what our wise animals have to say about today. We have slow down, a little snail, slow down. And that might be the diplomatic energy asking us to, maybe we're pulling back on those horses a little bit. Maybe we have to get our bearings a little bit. And through honesty, we can do that. Slow down the snail. Let's see what the book says. Everybody but the snails here. There we go. Slow, quiet, and trust. Within you there is a stillness and a sanctuary to which you can retreat at any time and be yourself. Remember, we've got the Queen of Cups right here in the middle. Love yourself. That's her very first message that I get when I hold this card. At least it has been for, I bet you, the last 6 months or so. Love yourself. Snail reminds you to take some time and slow down. Life has been too chaotic for you, and there is concern for your health if you do not take time for yourself. You may want to take a vacation in order to get away from the world and regain a sense of yourself. Nothing filled with activities, but instead a vacation that will be able to replenish your soul. Splurge on a massage, take a yoga class, practice slowing down, and your body, mind, and spirit will gift you with the balance that you sorely need right now. You've lost the ability to trust. You have built a shell around you. Slow down, quiet your emotions, rest. Remember that trust and mistrust takes time, and so does the restoration of it. Don't stay too long without talking it through with a confidant. A retreat might be just what you need. Lock yourself in the bathroom, start a bubble bath, light some lightly scented candles, grab your favorite book, and slow down. I agree with everything except grab your favorite book, because then when you sometimes grab that fiction novel, you can go into a world of illusion and not have to concentrate on your focus, your needs, your desires. So um, be careful what book you grab. Get one that motivates you to go forward, that fills you with a positive attitude that you can go forward with the strength, the ability, the determination. Now, we have the Chariot here. So as I was reading Snail, I'm thinking, we may have to pull back on those reins. I was saying, you're holding the reins. You're the focus. And those horses are trying to dart every which way. And maybe you just need to rear them right in until they get that this is the forward motion, so that the energy around you is clear. So you know exactly where your focus needs to be, and nothing is trying to pull you in a way, you lose your train of thought here for a few minutes, and you could be way over in left field somewhere. So it's still pulling it in. The energy is still pulling it back. I want forward motion just like everybody else, I swear, but we're still getting this energy of pulling it back a little bit. Not just jumping out of the gate and hoping that we're going to get there, which is really a Sag energy. We put the arrow in the bow, we pull it back, and we let that arrow fly, and then we're going to follow it. And I hope it lands somewhere good, but it's over there, and that's better than over here, so we're on the right track. Maybe we have to slow it down. Maybe we have to have a little bit of focus on exactly, or understand where our focus needs to be, understand where our clarity needs to be. So yes, take that bubble bath, that walk through nature, silence your world around you for even a 5-minute period. Give yourself 5 minutes out of the 24-hour day that you've got. 5 minutes. Turn off the TV, the computer, the phone. Close your door. If there's a lot of street noise or something in the background, then put on some soft music. And quiet your mind. Pray, meditate. I read the other day, I thought it was beautiful. Prayer is talking to God, and meditation is listening to God. Your angels, your spirit guides, source, the universe. Give yourself some quiet time today. Understand where your focus needs to be. And yes, Snail talked a lot about our friendships, didn't it? I closed the book. And it opened right up to where it is. You've lost the ability to trust and have built a shell around you. Where have you built the shell? Where do you lean on too many other people and you need to build a bit of a shell? Where are you the rock in relationships? What do you give in relationships? What does that relationship do in your life? So it's a strong day for energy. It's very positive if we slow it down and if we are honest with ourselves. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.